Hello Commanders, Commander Plater here, and today I'm going to share with you some tips on how to outfit for a particular career in Elite Dangerous. This is more aimed at beginners, but the more experienced viewers will be able to share some of their top tips in the comment section. Today we're going to be taking a look at exploration. Let's start with the ships you might want to use for exploration. Of course, you can use any ship you like for any career path in Elite Dangerous, but you might be disappointed with the results. The ships I suggest for each activity also don't take into consideration those extreme engineering outliers, and this is firmly aimed at beginners. For exploration, you really want to be using a hauler, a Diamondback Explorer, a Dolphin, the Asp Explorer, the Crate Phantom, or an Anaconda. Of course, there are some other ships that may do the job, but these ships probably are going to be your preference. Let's take a look at outfitting. For outfitting, I'm going to be using an Asp Explorer as it lets me show you most of the modules and it's a mid-price option. If you are currently short on funds, don't worry, just check out my core mining guide in the description below and you have more than enough money in no time. Outfitting for exploration will be a little bit backwards, and let me explain why. A typical exploration build will be based around jump range. Whilst it's true, the most important thing to note here is that having the longest jump range will not make you the best explorer. It might get you to places others haven't been before, but you're going to have less stops along the way. Exploration is also about finding cool stuff. Less stops equals less potential cool stuff. So, optionals. It's important to have two key modules over all others: a fuel scoop and a detailed surface scanner, so you can find those planetary locations and get paid a handsome sum for it. From here on, everything else is going to be a nice to have. If you have space on your ship, you should equip an automated maintenance unit, a planetary vehicle hangar with an SRV, a repair limpet controller, just in case you have an accident, and a ship launch fighter bay for those more dangerous bits of science you might want to do. An AFMU will allow you to repair your modules should they get damaged through overheating or some other very daft mistake you might make. An SRV is essential for planetary exploration, as what's the point of locating cool things on the planet and never going there? Another trade-off you need to bear in mind is that when picking your SRV bay, there are two different types, G and H quality modules. H is heavier and uses less power, whilst G is lighter and uses more power. This can have a knock-on effect with your jump range based on the weight of the module, as well as the power consumption, meaning you may need a heavier power supply. The limpets will allow you to repair your hull in case there are some unexpected boops. If you do take repair limpets, you will also need cargo capacity for your limpets. This is going to affect your jump range. You might want to consider a small shield too, but this can have a negative impact on your frameshift jump distance, so you might not want it. But do remember, if you have a bounty on your head, NPCs may and probably will follow you out of the bubble, and when you return, if you are playing an open, your valuable exploration data is at risk. Not to mention crashing on landing and other things that can possibly go wrong. Right, that's the PSA out of the way. Remember how I said outfitting is a little bit backwards? Well, it's time to move on to core internals, which we normally do first. Well, there you go. I recommend going as small and as light as you can get away with undersizing modules where possible. The only real exception should be your frameshift drive. Your frameshift drive should be A-rated and as big as possible. In an ideal world, you should also be able to keep the ability to boost. This is governed by your power distributor and the size of your engines, just in case you decide to drop down to a planet and you forgot to check the gravity. We've all done it. Another consideration should be your life support, striking the balance between minutes of oxygen and weight of the module. For your first trip, I typically recommend taking a slightly higher rated module, then you kind of get a good idea of what to expect and also what can possibly go wrong. When it comes to hard points, weapons are not required for exploring at all, but if you do feel the need, you can take weapons of your choice. As things stand, there are currently no stellar phenomena found that need shooting to get something out of them. So weapons are completely optional, just bear it in mind, more weapons, less jump range. Utility mounts are close to optional. A heatsink launcher might be worth investing in to help out with those close encounters of the star kind, because they can really creep up on us sometimes. Shield boosters will not really help the careful explorer, and you won't be encountering any wakes, so you don't need to take a wake scanner. Something to bear in mind is recently there have been more and more outposts added out there in the black. This means you may have some potential outfitting options as you go in case of something you forget or decide that you really need whilst you're out there. In particular, Explorer's Anchorage over there in Sagittarius A. Well, there you go, Commanders, a basic guide on how to outfit for exploration. What are you waiting for? Get yourself out there in the black and your name on some planets. And thank you for watching. Please make sure that you like, subscribe, and whilst you're there, turn on notifications so you get an alert every time I put a new video out. Also, if you are looking to support the channel, please check out the links in the video description, as there are a couple of different ways to do so. But once again, thank you for watching. Commander Plater, out.